What is up, you guys? In a recent AMA with the German VeVe community, Reed revealed a ton of insight about the VeVeverse and his marketing plan for OUP. I understand that the focus and attention that everybody been talking about regarding this conversation has been the fact that Reed mentioned two things. He believes we can burn at least half of the amount of OMI in circulation in the next 5 to 10 years, if not more, and how OMI can become a top 20 coin. I certainly believe those things, but I'm not going to talk about them today simply because I don't like to do price predictions. I don't want to hype things up and inject false hopium to the audience. For this video, I want to talk about the 3 marketing plans that Reed has for OUP, which sound a lot more pragmatic at this point. The first takeaway comes from the concern that for the lowest tier of OUP, if you want to get into that tier, then you need $2,500 worth of OMI. So that can be a big barrier of entry for many users simply because of multiple reasons. The $2,500 can be a big number for many people, and B, now we are getting into the opportunity cost because you can use that $2,500 to get OMI and get into OUP, or you can use that $2,500 to flip collectibles, comics, or whatever, and potentially have a higher return on investment compared to the benefits that you may be getting from OUP, right? It is very easy to attract the whales to stake their OMI simply because they have a lot of capital already, but it's the other 98% of the VeVe population, the VeVe user base, that can really make the difference and can really decide the success of OUP. I think this is a fantastic question, and Reed had a pretty incredible answer as well. He said that, first of all, the OUP is designed to reward early adopters, meaning to many people, you need at least $2,500 worth of OMI to enter the program. However, because this is again designed to reward early adopters, if you believe in the appreciation of OMI generated by the future demand as OUP gets closer to implementation, then you can invest $500 or $1,000 worth of OMI today, and that amount might appreciate to $2,500 or even higher in a few years, which I think certainly is possible. You get the appreciation, you get the reward, and you are in the OUP game. I think that is a great response. And there was another follow-up question to that, which was how to market OMI or OUP to the general population of VeVe collectors. Everybody here has a VeVe account, but not everybody has OMI. So there is a pretty big gap there, right? At this time, there is no exposure for OMI in the VeVe app. We all know that OMIs are getting burned every day, but because we don't see it regularly in the app, we don't think about it that much. And Reed had a pretty good response to that as well, which is in the future, and this is within the VeVe ecosystem only, when people start receiving OUP airdrops and benefits, they'll be trading their silver and golden tickets. So people will see all these tradings happen on the secondary market, and because of that, people will be talking about it, and that will bring a lot more attention to OMI. I think this is a pretty valid question because most of the time, if we don't talk about it, people don't know about it. The second takeaway has to do with another concern that was raised within the interview. It's just the fact that later on, when these new users come to VeVe, they see us early adopters having all the advantage because we were early, right? How can ecomi and VeVe market OUP to those new users? Because they would feel like, oh, we are late, right? So what is the point of having OMIs and these NFTs anymore? Because we lost the early adopter advantage already. Reed responded on how there will always be ways to play the game. People can learn how to invest in NFTs and trade and sell the NFTs for OMI, and that's how they can get into the OMI Utility Program. I think I have a much better response. If you notice, there's always this window of opportunity, this pattern in VeVe that allows you to make money whenever you join the app. Okay, so if you join early in 2021, I'm talking about Q1 2021, you can grab the TOTS and the Rizos and the Batman Black and White Season 1. If you were late to that and joined in Q2, Q3 2021, you could still make profit with Spider-Man and Captain America and the Marvel comics. If you missed that window of opportunity, you could have joined in Q4 2021 and make money with the Disney Golden Moment. If you just found out about VeVe in 2022, you could have made money with Darth Vader, AF-15, so on and so forth. So I'm not worried about this concern, this question. Plus the other competitors, as Reed mentioned, only have one brand, like HRO only has DC Comics. VeVe has over 250 brands, and many of these brands have not been announced yet. So there will be a ton of opportunities for these new users to come to the app, whether they come from the different brands that we have partnered with, or whether they come into VeVe with a goal to invest. They still have the opportunity to make money as well. So now that we have talked about how the team team will make OUP attractive to the lower tier, to the general audience. The last takeaway I want to mention is just the fact that how they will make OUP attractive to the whales, to the higher tiers, because there is a concern that the OUP benefits are not attractive to whales. And as you all know, at this point, we don't have that many exchanges, so the whales really kind of control the price of the token. Rhys had a pretty good response as well. He said that they will be working on it and they will make changes to the program as they have more data to analyze. They will look at the number of folks who land on each tier, because if many people land on the highest tier, which I believe is tier 5, then they will have to mint more secret rare OUP collectibles to reward them, which will depreciate the value of those airdrop collectibles, right? He also mentioned that if you are in the higher tiers of OUP, you will be rewarded by the other game within the VeVe ecosystem as well. For example, if you're in tier 4, tier 5 in OUP and you go to play Tengoku Sensor or Epico Regal or future games that have partnered with VeVe, they will know that you're in the higher tiers of OUP and give you more rewards and treat you differently, which I think is pretty cool. But I doubt they will make any drastic or dramatic change to the higher tiers, because again, the whales only represent 2% of the user base. They don't want to give too much privilege and benefits to very tiny 2% and potentially upset the 98%, which is the majority of us, right? So community sentiment is very important, and I'm sure they don't want to ruin that. I do understand that in business, 20% of the customers can potentially generate 80% of your income or profit or revenue, whatever. That's true. So sometimes you should focus on a small amount of customers that have a big impact on your business. That may not be the case in all businesses, right? Because VeVe is also sort of like a social business as well. If they cater too much to the whales, then the other 98% will be upset and will, say negative things about the company, and that will not be good for anybody. I think having the golden tickets to redeem for land in the VeVeverse is a great benefit already. And if they were to give out so many benefits, or if they were to give out, or if they were to create higher tiers, then they will have to come up with ways to give more. And when they give too much to a small number of users, they will upset the majority, and that won't be good. Plus, the unstaking fee is 10%. So if they have a tier of like, oh, you have to stake $200,000 worth of OMI, and when people want to unstake for whatever reason, and they have to pay a fee of $20,000, I think that's a lot. So I'm not sure how things will play out, but I doubt there will be any major change to the tiers in OUP. So again, the OUP will be fully implemented in 12 months. My rule of thumb regarding VeVe deadlines is always to take 12 or whatever timeline they give us, multiply that by 1.5 or 2. So if they say 12 months, expect everything to be rolled out in 18 months or even 24 months. Set your expectation low. But I thought it was great that Rhys had some actionable and very pragmatic responses on how they are planning to make OUP more accessible to the lower tier, which is like the majority of us, right? The whales and the general population that might not be familiar with VeVe and OMI at this time. Last but not least, I want to give a huge shout out, a thank you, or Danke in German, to Captain VeVe, VeVe Versum, Energy, Chris VeVe Journey, and most of all Rhys for the amazing interview. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to check out the VeVe OMI card, which is an amazing way to commemorate our wild and wonderful VeVe journey. And most of all, subscribe to my channel down below so that you don't miss out on the actionable and valuable insights, everything VeVe and OMI related. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I hope to see you again next time. Peace.